Okay, so thanks, Ollie. So we've done our helmets, we've done our feet. So obviously the next thing to go along is our protection with our jackets. So within the jacket world, again, there's quite a lot that can ride. We've got textiles, we've got leathers, etc. So just quickly speaking, the kind of jackets we've got here, what are the advantages of these kind of textile jackets and what comes with them in relation to protection?
So jackets loosely run on an A rating system. You've got single A, double A and triple A. What they relate to is how long the slide time of the garment is on the road at 60 miles an hour.
Okay.
So the higher the A rating is, the higher it's been tested up to, the longer it can slide before it wears through the material. A jacket like this and like this, you're going to be in double A, so we're talking within, you know, sort of that 9 to 10 second slide at 60, which is quite a distance to cover in the event of an accident before this material starts to wear through and break down.
And that's just the material itself?
Just the material itself.
Okay.
So obviously your armour that sits inside of this is going to take longer excuse me, to get through, especially if you start adding into things like TPU shoulder cups and hard, rigid external armour. It's going to prevent even more damage from happening.
Okay, so from the clothing point of view, then we're looking at A, double A and triple A rating clothing.
Yep.
Does the higher the rating mean higher the price?
Yes and no. It depends on sort of the style of jacket that you're after. If you're after a touring jacket, a AAA rated touring jacket is going to be quite expensive. If it's something like leather, because naturally leather is a more sort of frictionless material, it slides, you can get AAA for a lower price point than you can with something else.
Okay. Now in relation to obviously to comfort and keeping cool, obviously these have got a lot of zips in them, a lot of pockets. Are these good for all year round, or do you have like a jacket for the winter and then a jacket for the summer?
So quite a lot of people end up with a summer and a winter jacket. You'll have something like this, which is slightly heavier, a little bit thicker, and it's got a separate thermal liner and stuff inside of it. You'll have something a bit lighter weight, like an armoured hoodie or a vented super mesh jacket, which is designed to keep you as cool as possible, but it still retains elbow, shoulder, back protection, an A rating as well, which is nice. So you sort of end up normally with two sets of gear, one for your summer days and one for those winter days.
Okay, and obviously you've talked about the protection that comes within the jacket as well. Is it standard that they all get elbows, shoulders and back, or do sometimes looking at the jacket you may have to get a slightly different armour depending on what you buy?
So to achieve an A rating at all, whether it's single, double or triple, it has to have elbow and it has to have shoulder armour. A back protector is an optional one per the company. So whoever's made it, they can choose to fit one, but they don't have to achieve an A rating. Okay. AAA has to have a back protector though. So any jacket that is, you will find it with a full set.
So basically saying A rated and double A rated will have the shoulders, so the elbows and the shoulders, but not necessarily the back protector. That would be an extra. If it's AAA, it's got it. So if I was to buy a double A rated that didn't have a back protector, how much extra would that add to my jacket in relation to getting a back protector in there? Loosely,
back protectors hover anywhere from sort of 25 to 30 pounds. They're not a massive amount to add on, but you're in that territory.
Okay. In relation to these then, if we're honest with you, so most of our younger new riders may not find these very attractive or may find it a little bit bulky. Is there other things on the market that we can look at? And I noticed, for example, we talked about leather. So we have a leather jacket here. So again, compared to these, it's quite short. So why the difference in length in the jacket?
So obviously the touring jackets are designed to be ridden in all weathers and all conditions. A summer jacket, like a leather jacket, is meant to be a little bit shorter. You can wear it with something like Kevlar trousers or something a bit different to a standard set of textiles. They don't need to be quite as big, long and weatherproof because they're not designed to be out in that sort of horrific dead of winter, if you will.
Okay, and can you mix and match? We're going to cover trousers later, but obviously can you mix and match leather with Gore-Tex trousers or vice versa, and how would you connect them in order to be safe?
Absolutely. So a good rule of thumb when you're shopping is brand to brand will zip together. So RST, for example, or Risha, any RST jacket will zip to any RST trouser, whether it's a set of Kevlar jeans, leather trousers and a textile jacket, a retro style of jacket and something completely different. Same thing with Risha, their leather jacket, you can zip to textiles or jeans, but they can also work with the matching set.
Okay, so that makes sense. So looking at, again, within our Gore-Tex, we have this one. So in relation to price difference, obviously we can see the length difference is slightly shorter. So RST, what would be the price difference between the two?
So these are at like a 159, 160 to 170 sort of price, and you're up to 259 for this. They're both the same protection rating and they both achieve the same sort of abrasion slide time. However, this has a much thicker thermal liner. It's got a much stronger waterproof liner than what this does. This is geared as 3-season-ish, if you will, you know, summer, spring and autumn. You'd want a jacket like this if you're going out in the winter and the colder days and wetter, rainy days.
So that's basically a jacket for 4 seasons, jacket for 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, but same level of protection.
Same level of protection.
Right. And then the final thing we're going to look at then, obviously a lot of our younger new riders will find this, like I said, a bit bulky, a bit cumbersome, may find the leather jacket a bit bulky and cumbersome when they're walking around, and they may be interested in something like that. So it's kind of sportwear, the kind of stuff that they're wearing. What can you tell me about this? What's the protection level on these kind of garments?
So most of these achieve a single A. There is a few that we've started to pick up and we've been recommending that are AA rated. Okay. So they increase the armour protection as well as the thickness, but they're mostly designed to be comfortable. They're super soft to wear. They're really, really comfy to wear. The armour you can feel is almost incredibly thin, but it still achieves that safety rating that you want. They're jackets that are meant to be worn, but you feel like you're not wearing a motorcycle jacket, which is what this is going after. And especially those younger guys who don't want to be wearing the big, heavy, bulky stuff, something that looks, you know, dead sleek. It's not heavy, thick or anything like that. These tick the boxes perfectly.
To be fair, it just feels like a normal hoodie.
So they've got abrasion layers and things, and you'll be able to see on the inside of some of them. If they've got woven Kevlar in there, you'll be able to see that bright yellow Kevlar inside of the jacket. You know that you've got something that's got an abrasion level to it.
And what would something like this retail at?
So you're anywhere in these from about 150 quid up to 210-ish, 215. So there's a little bit of a range. Like I said, the slightly more expensive ones are into that AA territory that we've started picking up and recommending. So,
okay. And how would this compare against a normal hoodie, just without any protection? So just off the shelf, wearing a hoodie like the one you're wearing today. Yeah. So what would that compare like in relation to protection when riding?
So just a general hoodie, you're going to burn straight through it. It's going to rip. It's going to disintegrate. With these, they're designed to take an impact abrasion. They're designed to slide. They're designed not to grab the road as well. So with something like this, you're likely to be picking up little bits of tarmac and things, which is what's going to sort of eventually embed itself into you. Something like this, it's going to slide. It's going to stop anything being picked up. It also reduces the heat as well, so it stops any melting of the material going on as you slide down the road.
Okay, so a lot safer than just wearing a normal hoodie.
Massively.